Hi guys, it's Kelly here and I'm back with another Casing Genius video. We're going to be using WPlus9's Landscape Borders die, the Snowflake Trio die, and the Quite Like You stamp set. And this is the first video for 2016, and it's the first Casing Genius as well. Geri Greening is our genius this year. If you go to the blog, it will show all three of her cards that this is based on. On her very first card, she did kind of like a wave outline. She did the same thing on her third card. And on the second card, she did like a distressed inked moon. So that's where I got the distress inking, but I love me some rainbows. So I knew I wanted to do it in rainbow colors. I used a lot of the new distress ink colors from 2015. Used Abandoned Coral. What the heck's the pumpkin one? Anybody know? Whatever that is, pumpkin something, mustard seed, mowed lawn, salty ocean, blueprint sketch, wilted violet, and picked raspberry are all of the colors that I use. I'm using my mini ink blender to put the paper on, or put the ink on the paper, and I always start off the paper before blending out into the middle. It's a little bit more work, but that way you don't get big round blotches, or if you're using the original ones, big square blotches. I didn't have a piece of paper cut that was big enough to do this, so I'm kind of making two into one. I'm making it work for me. And I put that a little bit of blueprint sketch on the edge of the salty ocean just so that it would blend seamlessly. What is going on here? Why can I not do this voiceover? Anyway, so after the distress inking was done, then I moved on to the die cutting, and I didn't have, these are both of the pieces put together so you could see, but I didn't have a wave die. So in the Landscapes Borders dies, there's this sloped hill, and I thought that I could use that to make kind of like a wave with it. So what I did was I went through and cut sections of like just a wavy border, and I did it for the entire piece of paper. I probably didn't need to do the entire piece of paper, but I wanted to make sure that I had my pick of the color scheme. And this also allowed me to like vary the thicknesses so that it wasn't all the same. Get, you know, more red or more yellow or less blue, you know, just whatever, so that it flowed nicely. So once all those were done and cut, I started assembling them onto a piece of paper. And you'll see I just go through and, you know, pick out one. Sometimes they were too close to the wave that was below them, so I just kind of discarded it, moved on to the next one. And these colors are a lighter, I guess a lighter rainbow. I'm trying to make sure they fit nicely in there. But they were less traditional rainbow than maybe what I would normally use. If you're looking for a traditional rainbow, I would probably go with festive berries, spiced marmalade, mustard seed. The mowed lawn's still a good green. I still like the salty ocean. You could maybe do faded jeans or chipped sapphire, and then dusty concord. If you want to put some pink in there, still the picked raspberry, that's still the best pink that Rangers got going. But I wanted, I knew I wanted it to be a rainbow. It's okay with me that it's a little less traditional. So once I got them all down there and kind of knew what my colors were going to be, which color stripes I was going to use, I started adhering them. And you see me smush the glue out onto the edges. And the reason that I did that was because I knew I was going to be die cutting through this, and I didn't want all of the little pieces parts to fall off when I did that. So once I have it all on there, I was going to go ahead and cut it down, but I want to make sure that my piece is going to still be large enough to accommodate the 3 snowflakes, which I took from Geri's third card. She had a little snowflake amongst her waves. I really liked that. Plus she had 3 embellishments, I guess that's what we can call them, 3 embellishments on every single one of her cards. So here I'm just laying everything out, making sure it's all going to fit after I had cut it down, and then I'll go ahead and remove the stamp, run that through my Cuttlebug, and then I also cut out 3 of the same snowflakes in some black glitter paper from Die Cuts with a View. This blue piece you see here is Craft Fun Foam. And I'm totally okay with using colored fun foam. I think it's kind of cute when it peeks out, you know, when you look at it from the side that there's a little bit of color. If you don't like that, just buy white. I bought the colored pack. It's whichever, you know, whichever makes you happy. I like color, so I'm cool with that. So here, when I first start to put it down, I'm putting it in the center, and then I realize that I have some pieces, parts from that outside snowflake that are going to hang over, and I needed to keep them. I needed to be able to hear those rainbow bits back in. I did save them. So once I get the glittery snowflake back in, and I love black with a rainbow, I just always have. So you'll see me here. I'm fitting in the other pieces back in to complete that square. I wasn't worried about it so much with the white because I was using a white card base, but with the rainbow, it just looked awkward not to have those pieces in there. This was giving me a little bit of a hard time because I don't use tweezers. Maybe I should get some. So, yeah, just filling those back in so it's like die cut inlay. Everything's going to be solid. I'm adding where the larger snowflake is going to hold over. I'm just adding some more fun foam so that everything is flush when I adhere the snowflake down. I went ahead and decided to adhere the snowflake so I would know where to trim off the fun foam, and then I just kind of pushed it out of the way while I trimmed. This last piece, again, I'm going to, I should have probably measured it beforehand, but I didn't. So I glue it down, and thankfully this Tombow Mono Multi Glue does not dry right away, so I could look and see that it was definitely hanging over, trim it down, stick it back down, and we are good to go. I used my Misty. For those of you who have not seen a Misty before, it is a stamping aid. Basically, you put your stamp down, you close the door on top of it, and then open it back up, and this ensures that you can stamp in the same place multiple times. I'm going to be using some WPlus9 Pure Black ink to stamp this. It's my favorite ink for stamping sentiments or anything I'm going to be doing watercoloring with. And if this had skipped, I could have stamped it again. It didn't, and the reason that I could stamp on it after I put the fun foam is because that side is one solid piece. So there wasn't going to be any skipping, any gaps, anything like that. Just going to use my Tombow Mono Multi Glue to adhere that down to a white card base. And I had a little bit of something on my card, so I just erased it away and adhered my panel straight down to it. I toyed around with maybe doing a gray card base, but I didn't like it. So I'm just going to add a couple of sequins, and this I had to be careful with because you don't want to draw, the wave already draws the eye from the left to the right. You don't want your sequins to go in another direction. So that is pretty much the whole card. Pretty simple, short video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you later. Bye.